Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our AIS platform to share and discuss about some new or ongoing aspect about our well-being or whatever is out in the social media, what Ayurveda talk about, and how I always share what we all need to understand. And today's topic is about the immune system. And nowadays, as you all know, everyone is becoming so much concerned about immune system, that how we can sustain, because we all have seen that from the last 2-3 years, a lot of autoimmune disorders has started becoming more and more prominent, right? Immune disorders has become on the forefront, and everyone becomes so concerned that they're trying to look at how I can build my immune system. Everyone is bombarding themselves with the vitamin C, D, E, and then various kind of these mushrooms what are out in the market as a supplement, then echinacea, and then so many other aspects. So one need to sit back, that what is this, right? Do we really understand that what immune system is? And then do we really see and feel that my immune system can be built by these so many so-called supplements, whether it is our functional medicine practitioner, integrated medicine practitioner, or even so many other practitioners. Wherever you go, everyone is bombarding you that you need to build your immune system and you take this supplement, this supplement. It's very sad that when practitioner and so-called various other complementary medicines practitioners take up this profession with, I don't know, with an objective that they want to help people. This is what I feel, at least, that's what the profession is all about. But then, do we think with the help of so many supplements we can help our public? We can help our people who come with so much trust and hope that whatever my problems are, this practitioner will help me. So I want to share with you Ayurvedic perspective and the Western perspective. Western perspective, I already given you a little bit of insight that what is happening out in the world, but actually to understand what immune system means. So from Ayurvedic perspective, immune system, what in simple language, in Sanskrit language, we call your ojas. Now, this ojas very clearly has been described in our all ancient text, that is of two kinds. One is which you are born with, and one is what you built and sustained throughout your life. Now when you are born with that ojas or other aspect of this is known as rog pratirodhik kshamata, vyadhi pratirodh kshamta, means your ability to keep the diseases away. And now, in this aspect, when we say that one is born with, in that born with, whose role is that? And do we ever think of that? Simple. Your mother and father, would-be mother and father, are building a new life, and whatever the state of their well-being at a physical, mental and emotional level, that will depict in that newborn as the ojas, immune strength you are born with. You have no way, any role to play in that. But question comes up, does that would-be mother and father ever think of that how we are going to build our child? What is my state of health? And then if they're going to visit their gynecologist or other kind of practitioner, they might tell them that you can start building, taking these supplement, and that's how you can build your immune system and maybe the immune system of the newborn. So that's the one part of that. And then the second aspect which one has to build throughout their life. And when we talk about throughout life, up to the age of 10 or so, child is altogether dependent on the parent, right? And what parents are taking action for him or her is what a little one has to acquire. And then Ayurveda clearly states that one's immune system is in their own hand, because immune system is dependent on your 7 dhatus. Dhatu means your tissue, which you are made of. And that is first part. Then clearly Ayurveda talk about that your immune system is dependent on your Agni. Agni is your metabolism. And Agni not only on the physical level, at your mental level too. Then the major component where our whole Ayurveda is revolved around is about our 3 bodily intelligence, 3 biological humors, which are governing every system in our body, known as Vata, Pitta, Kapha. How we keep them in balanced state. And then your state of mind. Your those 3 gunas, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. Then your 13 physical channel and 1 non-physical channel, what we call as shrotas. Their equilibrium, their balance. So these are the very basic component given by Ayurveda, that they play a role in building your immune system, building your ojas, sustaining your ojas. Now, do we think that our ojas, our immune system, can be sustained by taking various kind of supplement or medicines? That is one thing everyone need to sit and talk about. Now if you look at, don't even think of Ayurveda only, think of the Western medicine. In Western medicine also is the same principle, that there is 2 kind of immune system. One is natural, which we inherit, which we are born with, and the second one is acquired. And it is not only in Ayurveda that they have not explained that how your immune system is built up. They have given you very clear, one is physical composition part or physical barrier, which is your skin and mucous membrane. Then they have given it very clearly chemical barriers, where all your hydrochloric acid and enzymes comes up. Then they have also given biological barrier, where again gut microbiome comes up into action. And then the acquired one is there. And even in the biological one, we have our beta cell and T cells and all that part. But what is not ever explained in our Western medicine, that how my immune system get compromised. They always will say, whenever you go, your blood test gets done, and you will be then advised that you got inflammatory indicators high, vascular inflammation has come up, which is the first stage of certain indications, alarms that your immune system is getting compromised. As I have mentioned in many of my talks, even if you read about cancer, its very first basic definition of cancer is when your cells lose their intelligence. That's where the process of a cancerous cell grows. When the cells are not dying in timely manner and new cells keep coming. But the point is why that is happening. No one talk about that. And this is where the role of Ayurveda comes up. Ayurveda clearly defined that you have to look at those components. And first of all, we talk about the dhatus, that you have to make sure that your dhatus nourishment is happening in a systematic way, and to nourish your dhatu, whatever you will feed yourself is going to play in a big role. And what you feed yourself, if you are not going to identify on a daily basis, one stage will come up that your bodily intelligence, which we call immune system, will start compromised. And again, the major point of difference between Ayurvedic immune process and the Western immune system process is, Ayurveda clearly defined that how these 7 dhatus get formed and how the last 7th dhatu, which is your Shukra dhatu in both female and male, if it is preserved, if it is built in a correct way, right, then what left is going to be converted into your ojas. That is what your ongoing ojas strength will be. And that ojas strength is what going to keep you physically, mentally, emotionally more and more stable. But problems are on that level. We feel that I can start nourishing my dhatus by taking one supplement or the other. And that's where the role of the vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, or those kind of mushrooms comes up. It's very sad. But then, on top of that, no one ever give a thought of that how the state of the mind play a role. And in the state of mind very clearly has been defined that no matter how balanced food you are eating, even if you are eating balanced food, until you look into your day-to-day emotions, whether it is your simple thoughts of dealing with your family member, your near and dear one, the people you work with, people around you, because that's where your all the emotions comes up. Either it's the anger, either it's the jealous, either it is the hatred, either it's the cheating, either it is your lyings, either it is your anxieties, worries, and then grief, greed, all these emotions, when they are building on a day-to-day basis, what they do is they eat us from inside. This is where the basic part has been explained in our ancient text. You might be able to eat very good food, but if you are not working on these emotions and having these, they will keep eroding. Whom they are going to erode? Because mind directly impact on your brain, which is your maja dhatu. Means even though mind will be impacting on every cell, that is how the thought part comes up. But very closely associated part is our maja dhatu, which is brain. And in the brain we have specific lobes, different components, millions and billions of neurons. That is where their cognitive functions start getting eroded, distorted. And then the most important component is your vagus nerve. Now everyone talk about vagus nerve, but never thought of that what happened to the vagus nerve. Whether it is a sympathetic, autoimmune, autonervous system, how these are getting impacted. So vagus nerve, who is governing every function, every organ in your body, when it get affected, and that get affected by each emotions in a different way. And this has been very clearly mentioned in our ancient text. And when you able to look into that and found, oh, it's a very difficult journey to sort out my emotions, because this is what we are slave of. I'm always suffering from these kind of emotions, and that's where it impact our, not only your own immune system, but your own surroundings, your relationship, your family dynamics, and that's how the problems come up, which ultimately become your stress, ultimately become your panic attack, depression, other psychiatric issues. And that's where it will make you to make wrong choices in your eating and all that part. So we do need to understand that how I can sustain my immune system, how I can build my immune system. If there is some imbalances are coming, how I can clean that armor. That is the first part. If you just think that my house is crumbling and I can put some sport in that, one stage will come up that you will be full of those sports and there will be no room for you to exist. This is what we do with our supplement. We keep putting sport from this end and that end, and never able to let that house, which is your this 6 foot, 7 foot, 5 and 5, whatever you want to say, you might be able to show your 6 ab, but inside you are totally crumbling. That's what the one need to understand, that crumbling can be sustained by taking these supplement, or I need to do something. And that's what Ayurveda say. If you want to build your immune system, if you want to sustain your immune system, your ojas, two things you have to do. One is to look at your habit, and another one is to look at your thoughts. And under habit, you have to look at your lifestyle, diet, environmental factor in which you live and work. And under thought, you have to look at your state of mind, your current state of emotions, and then the baggage which you are carrying, what we call as suppressed emotion. If they're not being taken care of, immune system is never going to build. So that is something we should look at, built on. And I will keep coming on this platform and in a small format also to share with you that what and how you can build your immune system. Thanks everyone.